Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Rolene Marks. This is the Israel Brief, where you guys join me every Monday to Thursday for your top stories making headlines in Israel. As always, we are brought to you in partnership with Lay of the Land. So a few shout outs. Big hola Mexico to our new friends in Mexico. I love that we are a global community. And to my wonderful friend in South Africa who takes her tea with the Israel Brief. Well, normally I would join you with a tea, but because it's about 9 trillion degrees here, I'm going to join you with my water. But we can take tea another time. And to the rest of you, thank you for being, as always, my community, my strength and stay during a very, very difficult time. And of course, your continued prayers for this country and specifically for our soldiers and the hostages. Today marks 300 days. 300 days of devastation, of mourning, of crying, of worrying, of activism, of fighting lies, of unending rocket attacks, and of course, absolute focus and anxiety on our hostages. There are still 115 hostages being held in the dungeons of Gaza. We want them home now. We are expecting big rallies across the state of Israel later today, demanding a deal, demanding our people come home. As we say in Hebrew, machzirim etchem habayta, bring them home, achshav, now. And I'm going to start with a message from President Herzog in English today to world leaders. I'm going to read it to you directly. He says, 300 days. For 300 days, our sons and daughters, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, grandparents, have been languishing in the dungeons of Hamas in Gaza. Every second of every minute of every hour, these 300 hostages or these 300 days is a crime against humanity. And each second that passes, the need to bring them home becomes more and more urgent. To all the leaders of the world who wish for peace in our region, I clearly say, help us bring our hostages home, all of them, young and old, men and women, Jews, Muslims, Christians, and more. Help us bring them home now. And so far, the only person who I've seen respond to that is President Macron of France, saying, we will work with you, we won't stop until we bring them home. You can hear the anxiety in my voice. You can hear the anxiety. I'm fighting off tears. They are prickling at the back of my eyes because I think of those hostages. I think of grandfathers and grandmothers. I think of foreign workers who were taken, of tourists who came to visit people they love. I think of our girls who we know have been sexually violated. I think of our soldiers. I think of our Bedouin. Heaven only knows what they've been subjected to because they are seen by Hamas as traitors. I think of all of them, regardless of age, regardless of gender, regardless of religion. I know you guys too. As I say time and again, this is a global issue. It requires a global response. Bring them home now. I don't know how much more clearer all of us can be than that, but I know you guys are praying. I know you guys are standing with us, and I believe in the power of prayer, so keep those prayers coming. Earlier today, the ISA, that's Israel Security Association, and the IDF confirmed the death of Mohammed Deif. This is the third terrorist leader confirmed, eliminated in the last 3 days. Now, Mohammed Deif was reportedly killed or believed killed in the strike in Khan Yunis on July the 13th. And as Prime Minister Netanyahu said at the time, it will take a while to confirm whether or not he was killed. The IDF had tried to kill him several times. In several strikes, he had lost his legs and he lost, I think, an arm and one of his eyes. And he was the commander of the military wing of Hamas that planned and executed the atrocities of October the 7th. Well, today his death was confirmed. Now, my take on why we might have seen a delay is, first of all, to make absolutely sure, so to check DNA to get all of the results, and maybe, just maybe, because of the big announcements coming in yesterday of the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, which Israel still has not confirmed or denied. And this sends a very, very powerful message to Hamas and to Iran. No matter where your proxies are, no matter where you execute attacks on us from, we will get you. The funeral for Ismail Haniyeh, the head of Hamas, started today. The Ayatollah al-Khamenei intoned prayers over his body in Tehran, and last night the Ayatollah threatened reprisal attacks on Israel. Now, some reports say that this could mean an attack on military targets around Tel Aviv and Haifa, not civilian centers. But we've also heard from the Houthis in Yemen, who just a few weeks ago sent that Iranian drone that exploded in Tel Aviv, killing a civilian. So we are in a situation of high alert, and we will be following whatever instructions our home front command, who ironically we can tell who they are from their orange berets, orange in support of our incredible home front command, and we will act accordingly. Now, very interesting, earlier today, the New York Times reporting that Ismail Haniyeh was killed by an explosive device that was smuggled into where he's staying a few weeks ago and exploded yesterday. And while nobody's celebrating an assassination, we remember those commandments from the Bible when we celebrated the death of the Egyptians, and we received the commandment not to rejoice in the deaths of your enemies. Haniyeh and Deif certainly will not be mourned. And finally, diplomatic efforts are underway in Qatar. The Foreign Secretary and Defense Secretary of the United Kingdom flew to Qatar, and we know that diplomats from the United States as well as the European Union and the Qataris are desperately trying to look at ways to de-escalate the situation. We don't want to see a regional war erupting. It's already been enough 300 days of non-stop war, but Israel has said that we don't want war either. However, we are prepared for every possibility. Israel is fighting a war on multiple fronts: in the north against Hezbollah, in the south against Hamas, further south with the Houthis. We have Syria, we have Iraq, we have Iran further to the northeast. We are fighting at the court of public opinion, and we've just had breaking news, a warning coming in from Hassan Nasrallah saying that we should expect rage. This is an update coming in from Nasrallah. He says the war with Israel has entered a new phase, and he says that Hezbollah is not responsible for the targeting of Majd al-Shams. However, that rocket was Iranian, fired from a Hezbollah position, and he says that Israel must expect rage. So that's breaking news happening right there. Now on to our favorite section of the day, the audience question, and it comes from Dave Hunter, and he says, do the Jews have a worldwide spiritual leader like the Pope? Excellent question, Dave. So Jews don't have one central spiritual leader because, there are so many different types of Judaism, sects of Judaism. A lot of the more religious sects of Judaism follow a specific rabbi and his teachings, but overall, Jews don't have one central spiritual leader. And I love that question. So thank you for that. And thank you for everybody who has sent a question this week. And a reminder, if you have a question, please pop it in the comments section below or be in contact via our website. And what remains for me is to wish you a wonderful weekend. If you've got nothing to do but would love some good reading, please check out our website at www.layoftheland.online. Our Facebook community growing, welcome to it at Lottle's site. Our YouTube channel right here at the Israel Brief. If you haven't already hit that red subscribe button, please do. Let's grow this global community. And we're on X at Lay of the Land 5. I'm Rolene Marks for the Israel Brief. Guys, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. God bless you, and I will see you again on Monday. Bye for now.